This is a very brief tutorial of the Trinity machine. All the components listed here in this manual. This is a pretty thick manual that goes over why each part is there and what each part's done. Why do I call it a Trinity machine? Because number one, it can act solely as a wishing machine. With these other components, it can act as a vampire machine and a tepaphone. So those three components, I don't know of anyone else that is producing a, much less a Trinity machine, or individually a vampire machine or a tepaphone. So you get this very comprehensive manual, and then, of course, the machine itself. Now, I'm going to set, here is the orgone pyramid, and I'm going to set it aside for a moment. Okay, these are the input-output jacks. It has a, well, I haven't got the alligator clip on there. I've still got to do that. Okay, sorry about that. These are used to connect to a input source that will not fit on here or will not fit in the tube. If you've got something you want to attach it to on the input side, this will have an alligator clip on it. I've still got to take care of that. On the outside, you can direct this machine directly to yourself by simply taking the other end of the output cord, and with the alligator clip, you can attach it to a piece of clothing, to a hat that you're wearing, and you can sit with the machine and get more out of it that way. Okay? I've already gone over in previous videos and in the manual in detail how to get the frequency set. There's more than one way to do it. The purpose of the purple plate versus the white plate you're used to seeing. That's an enhanced plate, enhanced output plate. This, of course, is the input side of your, where you put your intention. This, of course, is the Tesla coil to serve as an amplification tool. I'm going to go over this real quick. And then, for the purpose of the vampire machine, this would be your source tube. Okay? I've already covered the light here, which is a plastic tab that you do have to remove because that keeps the batteries disconnected. So you have to remove that little, just pull that little plastic tab out, and there's an on and off switch. And it's to illuminate red inside. This is where you put the representation of the witness of whatever you're using for the source of your energy for the vampire machine. This is the main battery, which is a 9-volt battery. This slips out. You'll see the arrow on it. You change the battery as needed. And you'll be able to detect, and I've covered this in a previous video as well, you'll be able to detect the power of the battery and when it needs to be replaced, because when it's on, this will illuminate. I did not put it on off here simply because when you put it on, the red light, it illuminates. So it's easy. Alright. What's unique and different, besides the components and the way this is wired inside to make this a tepaphone, it also has the Tesla coil, but it also has this right here. So this has a remote control, and it's bright in here, so you're not going to be able to really see. Oh, I've got to pull the, again, on the remote control, you've got another little plastic tab, and we'll take it out for a moment. And the color I talk about, as far as using the tepaphone part of it, and that beam of light, I talk about the color green. You can do your own research. Different colors can be used for different reasons. So that's something, just look at the meaning of different colors. Green, I go into detail because that's the color most frequently used, but that's not the only color this is capable of, and of course it's all simply a remote control here. I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go, back to green again. Now, what I want to go over with you real quick, I'm going to turn that off to make sure you understand. As you're setting, oh, what am I doing? I'm trying to put that plastic tab in my phone. Alright, so what we're doing here, and the way this is set, is you'll notice this will go in any direction. Go up, go this way. Otherwise, to go that way or this way, you're going to have to adjust your machine. But let's say I'm here in central Alabama, and let's say that I have someone up in Kentucky that is not well. I want to send them some healing energy. Well, that direction would be toward Kentucky. So I've set the intention. I would set on the plate here a picture of them to represent them, or a picture and name, and then I would send the healing green light in the direction of Kentucky. If it were New Mexico, I would send it that direction. I just have to turn the entire machine in that direction. So that would be the reason this is adjustable. You may have to tighten that once you get it where you want it, so it don't slide. Just tighten that. Okay, so this is already mounted. It's going to come to you like this. All right, it's secure. It's wired in there. Okay. Now, I've already gone over this. This one is made to where it will sit on your input side. So whatever you're using this for source, for energy source, for source tube, or if you're using it as a wishing machine, you're putting your intention on the intention plate. Once you get all that set and you get all the frequency set, this is when you would utilize the Tesla coil. This plugs in on the cord, is an on and off switch, and I don't want to get the phone too close, but you'll see, and it's daylight, so it's kind of hard to see it totally, but this is what takes place. I always suggest, well, I more than suggest, first of all, this is emitting electricity. If you put a light bulb just in the vicinity of this coil, it's going to light up without wiring it in. So this amplification is actually sending energy out into the ether, the universe. You don't want to touch it while it's going like that. As you see, this is where the power cord goes in, right here. There's two slots. You can actually play music through this coil, believe it or not, but it'll go into the, so make sure you see which one the power cord goes into. And again, the on-off switch is on right here. It's on the cord, on the power cord, okay? So the only two pieces of this machine that get AC current would be the Tesla coil and the beam light for the Tepaphone. So you would go through. These do not have to be. In fact, I've got to get those jacks put on there before I ship this out. For day-to-day use, you don't have to have those plugged in. I would not plug them in until I'm ready to use those jacks if I got either way. So you go through, and however works for you. Some people just can tune in so well they don't have to use a stick plate or a pendulum or anything. They can just say, that's where it feels right. They just go by their own sensitivity and connection to the machine. Once you get the frequency set on these 5 knobs, once you get whatever you use the machine for, whether it be a Tepaphone, whether it be vampire machine, or the Tepaphone, once you get your witness, your intention set, once you get it all this set, get your frequency set, that's when you would, for the Tepaphone, adjust this to wherever you can put, like on this wall behind me, I could put, say this is north, for where I am in central Alabama, and say I'd point that north, and I'd also put a picture of the person that's in Kentucky on that wall and direct it toward them, and it would also be in the direction of where they live. So you're headed that beam not only on something that represents them, but in that direction where they physically are. And I hope that makes sense to you. All right. Now, once you get all that set, and you've got, say, a picture of yourself or a picture of them on that output plate, you set your orgone pyramid, kind of like a paperweight. right there. And you're set. You are ready to go. Now, I encourage you to experiment with it. People connect to their machines in different ways. I encourage you to make it yours. There's no exact science with any of this. It works. There's not a full understanding of how and why it works. It's a manipulating of energy. It's a connecting with the universe. So when you apply yourself to it, you could learn certain things, but that works well between you and your machine to get the best results. So don't be afraid. Like I said, even though I emphasize the green light, don't be afraid to utilize other colors. Some people use a picture of the sun as the energy source for the vampire machine, a waterfall. Use your imagination, whatever comes to you. Okay? So don't be afraid to experiment. However, be very careful with the Tesla coil. It does emit power, energy. So be very careful with that. All right? Never leave this on when you're not attending to the machine itself. Okay? So there you go. I hope all your questions are being answered. I hope you have the best of success with this. Congratulations on owning your very own Trinity machine. Any questions? 888-501-6689 or www.thewishdr.com. Thank you and best wishes.